Can my job ban coworkers from driving the opposite gender home? My former job just introduced a new policy that you can't drive people of the opposite gender home. Whether they're management or a coworker or not. Men can't drive women home and vice versa. Is there any way to fight back on that? Some extra context I should have added. This policy was introduced because a manager was fired for hanging out with subordinates who were friends outside of work. She'd been friends with them since before she'd been promoted. A former coworker said that she was pressured into giving a manager a ride home because they were both females. And a different manager wasn't allowed to bring her home due to the gender rule. You're not at work once you finish. What's it got to do with them? Step 1. Have employees walk off company grounds. Step 2. Pick them up off company grounds. Step 3. Have grotesque orgy within view of the boss. Step 4. Profit? Someone in management was caught cheating lol. In the US, no, they can't tell you that. They cannot dictate what you do outside of work. This is gender and sex discrimination. This is also making assumptions that people are heterosexual. If the reasoning to implement this policy is to prevent illicit relationships from forming between straight couples, then they'd better reason that straight and single cis-men, cis women working in the same space is equally bad. This policy is stupid. Get an attorney specializing in gender and sex discrimination on it. Well, that's what you call a big ol' red flag. Okay, if this true, then here's some important things for you to note. 1. When you're not working, no job has any right to your personal life. 2. Driving away from work is part of your personal life. 3. Hence, if you wish to drive a coworker home, they can't do anything about it. 4. If they do try to interfere in your personal life in any way such as this, pretty much any law firm will gladly take your case if you can confirm if they fired you because of this, as it's 100% illegal. That is the strangest policy I have ever heard. It's none of their business what you do outside of work. If they are trying to prevent inner relationships, then they should instill a policy as such like most businesses. Strange. Legally they can't do anything about it. Maybe if they pay you for your commute? If you're both clocked out, then it's not their problem. They're creating one though by trying to dictate who you see on your free time. Well, technically, if your boss or company is making you apply company policies, it means that you are on company time. Don't clock out. Take long scenic drives with your colleagues. Stop for shopping. Eat cake. Stop by the side of the road till we get home and then clock out. If they ask you why you have 49h of OT due to your commute, tell them, I had to abide by the policy and didn't want to expose the company to corporate liability. Also, please find my fuel expense tickets and monthly insurance bill for you to pay or copay. No, they cannot. That would be discrimination based on sex and sexual orientation, plain and simple. If your job is so concerned about gender roles, maybe they should just ban employees from driving altogether. Have an office, we're all non-binary, agreement and just carry on as normal. Pretty sure this policy was put in place to avoid legal liability for something that was reported to HR. Now, instead of an investigation, they can just terminate people for violating company policy by hanging out and giving rides off the clock. Perhaps this is a policy they have no intention of enforcing, but they are putting in place for legal protection against sexual harassment claims. That way they can claim they did something in response. Of course, they'll never admit to that. Maybe you should ask what the consequences of breaking the policy will be. Since when are you supposed to give co-workers or managers a ride? I wouldn't do it. I'd be tempted to ask what the new procedure is for clocking hours spent in commute. If they want to govern how your commute happens, they should be paying for that time. Just don't mention what you do outside of work. Easy. This is total BS for reasons stated by others in here, probably illegal and definitely illogical. Did something happen that triggered this?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.